Hello guys, it's Tom from Spirits of Cairo with Tuesday's Taste Buds and our awesome taste buds as usual. John from Empire Merchants North and our lovely gracious hostess Cordelia from Z Wyndham Wine Bar up in Wyndham, New York. Funny thing, I wrote a column for Porcupine Soup, came out today. It's called Who's Your Daddy? It's all about who the grape dad is and so forth. Wines that come from obscure places and how they intermesh and breed and make new wines. And today I'm really excited because I know nothing about these. Literally, this is day one in kindergarten. Cabernet Noir, Cabernet Blanc.
Not exactly something we've heard of.
I don't know. All I know is it basically sounds like one of them's black and one of them's white. And I feel like we should be singing a song with what's his name? You know, Michael
Wonder?
Jackson in one of them or something. Half and whatever. But it's black and white, like a black. We should have black and white cookies.
Oh, see, that would have been good.
Pause. Let's go now.
Let's go pay like $18 for a Hickory Hill. That'd be great.
We can. So, what are these?
So first, and again, super cool wines and very different. And the white is called Infamous Gold, and the red is Scandalous Wine.
I'm gonna show the audience our labels.
Which I thought of both of you with that. I'm not going to say which is which.
Yeah.
But
Obviously, I'm the notorious one. Oh, wait, that's the one not here. I'm the infamous gold. They make a rosé called the notorious one.
And I am the
Oh, no,
scandalous
notorious
one.
Pink, my bad.
it's pink.
And I think what makes both of these bottles so special is not just this frosted look that they get, but the vino lock, the glass cork is just
Glass
outstanding. Packaging's everything, and then the wines are delicious. And I think you get a customer for life when you find something really special like that.
So you just said the vino lock. How? So just to play on that really quick, what's the big difference, the nuance between a screw cap, a cork? Not to really get into tops, but this is truly
Yeah, it's
Alright,
an
come off.
airtight seal.
Yeah.
a glass top.
So glass top, silicone ring. And
Silicone ring. We use
very
those for other things.
okay, very. Take two. Very popular in Europe for years now as an alternative to cork and as an alternative to screw top. So you still kind of retain the romanticism of that pop, but you
For
have
sure.
the freshness that you would get with a screw cap and no corked bottles, no tainted bottles.
Absolutely. Yep.
So and
It was
reusable.
invented
You know,
by an Italian man. I think some Italian guy, in case the massive comet that killed the dinosaurs comes again. He wanted to get out of wine in case global warming severely affected his livelihood, which was growing wine. He said, "I need another multi-million-dollar idea here," and he invented the glass
Wow.
lock. So kind of cool,
Interesting.
payday for him. At 99% sure it was an Italian man. So it's
Yeah,
fun to
Maybe
see.
his name was Vino Lock.
Maybe it was.
You never know. Well, this is a beautiful color, and cheers to you guys coming out on another beautiful day.
Oh,
And
thanks for
Wyndham.
having me.
Help.
And
Thanks for
another
having me.
special night here at the Z Wyndham Wine School. It's the 200th year. It's the bicentennial.
It's the bicentennial. We
that's
look
in-
so good for being
21
all of us.
Chipmunk years.
Chipmunk years,
Chipmunk
exactly.
years.
Yep.
Bicentennial
We'll
tonight.
go with chipmunk
So,
years.
getting back to the wine, this beautiful straw,
Such a golden yellow. Yep.
gorgeous, beautiful.
Yeah, so Infamous Gold. I mean, you can kind of see one of the reasons they called it that. You have this deep gold color.
I mean, this is really exceptionally gold.
Man, it really is. I just see the sunlight catching in both of yours, and it's
Yeah.
just
It's stunning.
Yep.
So,
absolutely stunning.
what is Cab Blanc?
So,
I'm saying it's Staten Island. Cab Blanc.
Yeah, I love Sauvignon Blanc.
so Cabernet Blanc. This is a hybrid that
I love
was
it.
originally, cross-produced in Switzerland using Cabernet Sauvignon. And then there was a lot of experimentation there with grapes that were disease resistant. Because think about, the biggest thing that plagues, vineyards
Coronavirus.
is,
Sorry.
yes,
Corona, Ebola.
no, that's for the beer segment,
Oh, there we go.
is, fungus and rot and pests. So they discovered over the years there were certain varietals that were resistant to that, but maybe by themselves, not the most palatable grapes. So they were experimenting with crossing a traditional varietal, Cabernet Sauvignon, with these grapes to do something that would kind of lessen the necessity for pesticides or manipulation.
Yeah.
And as a result, they came up with Cabernet Blanc. So the grape that it's blended or hybrid of is Cabernet Sauvignon. And I thought this was really clever. The grape is called Resistance Partner.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
it's
Yeah.
one of those vinifera with that odd resistance name, and yeah,
Correct.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
And
I've
is
seen
a
those.
vinifera, not a Labrusca?
Correct.
It's a vinifera.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
I've seen those. They're really interesting. And for you guys out there, vinifera is just basically your fancy
Wines,
science.
grapes that give us
grapes.
wine grapes.
Yes.
Yep.
And the Labrusca is sort of like, hey, how you doing? My name's vinifera, not the Labrusca.
And then not to confuse everyone, there's Vitis rotalia from Asia.
Rotalia, exactly.
Or rotunda, I don't know, it has some R name.
We're getting,
Vitis
we're getting really
rotario.
esoteric as geeks now. So what's the bricks now on this?
So what's super fun that this wine always reminds me of, so wine school had just been canceled last year due to COVID-19 on the St. Patrick's Day wine school. We had chosen this as a blind
I
tasting.
remember you were gonna do.
Infamous gold. It doesn't get any better than that. And so sadly, it was canceled. So I sold the wines in the retail program, and not having had it before, I sold a bottle to our friends Jess and Brenda, and I said, I'll have the other bottle. And we did it on like a fun Zoom tasting, and one of them interestingly brought it up. They said, it tastes like grapes. For once, a white wine tastes grapey. Because most wines, the last thing they ever taste like, ironically, are grapes, both red, white, and rosé. And this definitely has a kind of fun, playful, youthful grapiness to it, which
Yeah.
screams sushi to me, screams
Oh, I could see that.
Asian fusion, something
with some
really
heat, or
fun,
something with some heat.
or like cut through some schnitzel.
Schnitzel,
Now that
schnitzel.
you're on the schnitzel train,
Schnitzel's good, by the way.
It has
saying.
enough body, has enough
it's
acid.
got this lovely, juicy fruitiness that, maybe someone would say it's sweet, but it's quite dry. It's just fruity.
There's a difference between
Yeah.
fruit and sweet.
Absolutely,
And
and I think this is
pure
fruity.
fruit.
This has a lot of fruit, but not
Yeah.
necessarily
Sweet.
a lot of residual sugar.
Exactly.
So,
Yep. Yeah.
It's-
But I
it's
think a
interesting.
summer sipper by the pool, I just love it.
On the nose, I immediately get white grape juice.
Welch's
And
white.
it's a Welch's white. But I don't get that
What
super
year?
sugar
No, I'm
bomb.
kidding.
I'm getting
No,
the
not
circa
like
82.
drinking a,
Not
not
kidding,
like drinking a New York
85.
State.
Yeah.
Some of the New York
Exactly.
State
Exactly.
Right. It's
Exactly.
not
varietals
punching
here,
you in the
which are
face
gonna
saying
be great.
Concord.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
But
you,
on the palate, it's very thirst quenching.
does anybody get spice? I get
I got
like a
spice.
white
Yeah.
pepperiness.
a little
Yep.
spiciness, which is really cool that you don't get in a lot of white wines.
Almost a Gewürztraminer without
No
the
floral.
gingerbread.
Right.
No floralness to it with the
Yep.
the Gewürz. Interesting play on how it was made. Is this grape a red skin grape? Is it a white skin grape?
The parent is red skin grape. It's Cabernet Sauvignon.
So they're not doing any kind of
Now,
skin stuff. on
hybrid
this.
with a white grape.
Gotcha.
And
It's probably like a grayish pink, if I had to guess.
Sort of
the
like a
skin of the
brie
grape.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
or
like
Pinot,
Grigio is
yeah.
not even
Right.
that white of a grape.
Right.
It's actually quite
It's
pink,
correct.
with a little
Hence-
gray
Well,
yeah,
undertone.
or
Hence the
grayish,
name.
yeah.
Right.
Hence pink Pinot Grigio for. We won't go there.
Yeah.
It's another company.
another, well,
I think
Rex-
the Fat
true-
Jewish makes a Pinot Grigio rosé.
Rex
He does.
Goliath, a bunch
The-
of them.
true
The-
Pinot Grigio is pink.
Pink.
True.
Hence my pink.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You look
no,
so
this is
handsome.
really. Thank you.
You
Yeah,
do
so
look
I
dapper.
For
kinda,
221.
I'm dappered out because just coming here for the 200th year of wine school. Trying to stay on the wines here, guys, just because we're having a blast. We have so much fun together. I really love this wine. This to me just screams out white wine that's not going to offend anyone. It's going to make people who like sweet wine happy. It's going to make people that like severely like dry wine. It's like dead center. It's palatable.
Yeah.
You're not going to offend anybody with this wine.
I think it makes a good hostess gift. That it's just a
That's excellent,
special
yeah.
bottle. They're gonna say, oh right, they gave me the one with the glass cap, and I always know a truly great wine at wine school. Someone, not just when it's delicious, they say, can I have that bottle? and then they put a candle in their home. I know they do. It's who wouldn't want it? It's
Yeah.
gorgeous package, absolutely gorgeous. I don't think it comes out on the camera that it's kind of grippy. It's that
Yeah, it's-
you know,
It's viscous. It's
luxury
got-
has a
yeah.
feeling. You know, it feels
like
good.
It's
I like
Lux.
that.
I think
You
this
want-
should be called Infamous Lux.
I think
Let's make another one.
Can you
do
make
it.
another one?
A
Let's do it.
sparkling,
Are you guys
infamous
at the
Lux.
vineyard? What we need you to do, I know you have your rosé, your white, your red. Can you make Infamous Lux and make it just like an aged
Let's
variety
like
of this?
if we can get X amount of views, they have to make it.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
have to make Infamous
There you
Lux. So, again,
one thing I just want to add too that I think is really cool is super versatile. So you talked about it.
like me.
Yes.
Okay.
If if you have people that always drink Sauvignon Blanc, they always drink Chardonnay. They tend to kind of fall into one or Pinot Grigio. They tend to fall in one or two categories that lighter, crisper, or heavier, fuller body. This to me slices right down the
I
middle.
could
Down
not
the
agree
middle,
more.
exactly.
Right down the middle.
Really
So
couldn't agree more.
if somebody isn't sure which way they want to go, this is a nice option and something unique.
I've noticed like when a lot of people come into the store and they don't know which way they want to go, they go this way, they go that way. And you have the Chard heavy drinker, you have the Sauv heavy drinker, and then you've got the Pinot Grigio in the middle. Like, I think this is going to really appeal to everybody,
Yeah,
the whole mass
I
audience.
hope this flies off the shelves this season because it screams spring, it screams summer. Yep. It's
Right.
Tim, would you like to grab a
delightful.
chair and join us while we're
Sure.
live shooting?
Come on
Our
in.
friend Tim Merlot is showing up,
The chair you just
and
put your
he's going
jacket
to have
on.
some
Grab
wine
that.
with us. So, my question is now: is this reproducing itself, or does this have to be manipulated by cultivation, or does this just keep growing
the
itself
work.
back?
The work has been done. So this
So
is its
you
own.
plant it and
It's
you
correct.
okay.
Now it's. If I did some research, it looks like it's being done in
Tin apple glass,
two
too,
or
from the
three
bar.
countries. It's not that I know of. It's not being done here, but I saw Germany. Obviously, this is from France. Certainly, it started in Switzerland. I saw maybe even a variation in Spain. So again, just cool, unique, tasty wine. For those of you who like organic or want that more natural wine, because of that resistance, again, just to reiterate, very little manipulation,
That's
pesticides.
awesome.
I love it.
So it's organic without being labeled
Right.
organic, which a lot of times in Europe adds to
Is
the
the
price
case.
Sure.
Yeah,
Exactly.
of the wine. So it's it's fairly
Most
reasonable.
are, and they don't want to do the certification
glass.
because it costs more money.
Catch up with us. So everybody in the audience, Tim Merlot is joining us. He's a wine
Hello.
enthusiast. He is basically
The more wine he has,
a
the more enthusiastic
professional-
he becomes.
He's
I
like
do,
most of our
yes,
friends. He's a professional alcoholic, and we just hope that you guys come and join us too, and you guys can get to drink some wine with great reps, great sommeliers,
I don't think you've
a
done
crazy
this ever.
wine store
No,
owner.
is this a different?
Um,
Is this a different grape? I know I'm coming in a little late here.
Coming in late, drink it. We're
Cabernet
going on to the
Blanc.
next one.
We'll fill you in later.
So this will reproduce itself. Will this ever have any good age statements on it? Is this something that's going to age? Do you know? We don't know yet, or
My take on this is a drink fresh.
Gotcha.
I mean, it may be way down for a few years, but this kind of wine, you just want to take it home and drink it right away.
You can drink it at the pool.
Why wait?
It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
yeah.
summer,
Yeah,
that's
summer
what I
pleasure.
plan
On the
to do with
beach,
it.
at the pool. I mean, throw it in the cooler, take it wherever. It's awesome.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now we go from the Blanc to the Noir. Same kind of manipulation, same kind of cross hybriding.
So it's a hybrid. Also, this one is this hybrid was kind of produced somewhere in the early 70s. This one is more recent. I think 1991. I did the research.
Cordelia was born in 1991.
I have
Can I
shirts.
drink if I'm
I
born
have
that year?
shirts older than you.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Check the
All right, I was
scale here.
6. I was in kindergarten with Mrs. Brignoli. Thanks, Miss Brignoli. I turned into a great person.
So this is
So the
Cabernet
scandalous
Noir.
one, this is Cabernet Noir. So the same concept, Cabernet Sauvignon,
Very dark.
and then crossbred with a resistant varietal. Now they're keeping this one a little closer to the vest. They call it an unnamed. There is kind of a science name like N39C.
Oh, yes, yes.
But they're not giving like
Is it
this.
maybe
this,
their intellectual property?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it is.
We'll find out when they name the next wine
yeah.
after us.
But it's
So-
in that same family of a
Very
resistance
fun.
partner.
Yep.
And
It's a phenomenal wine.
So to
It's
be
delicious.
distinctive, this is not a blend. This is an actual hybrid.
This is a crossbred hybrid
Wow,
grape.
okay.
Yeah, using
Back
a
to-
traditional varietal.
Tom's Who's Yo Daddy, you can take two grapes and cross them. You can really take quite a few characteristics of different grapes, but you have cross breeding and then you have cross over, right? Something like
Right,
that.
crossovers
So
where they
you can-
naturally
Like a field,
develop.
like
right?
pollination
Right.
or a wild mutation.
Correct.
It's very
Right.
fun. It's all, of course, science. It's
And a lot of
wonderful.
people don't realize, like John and I were talking before, grapes reproduce sexually. So
Yep.
you need a male and a female. You
Correct.
have to have the whole pollen thing
Yep.
going on. A lot of people don't realize you want a cherry tree, you want plums, you want certain kind of trees, you need a boy and you need a girl. Grapes do the same thing. And some of the best examples of those are like Cabernet Sauvignon, which is one of the hybrid grapes of this, comes from Cab Franc and Cab Franc and Sauvignon Blanc.
Correct.
So a lot of these things that we're looking at are like, wow, we have these great wines coming out of here. And these are so nouveau. They're so within our lifetime.
There's a really random thing where there are hermaphrodite grapevines that can reproduce with themselves.
A couple of
And I'm just
I
saying.
don't think we want to go down.
No, but there are. There really are. And it's a wild freak of nature. It's
That's
a
going to be
mutation.
Tom's next show.
Yeah. It's like,
Later
if you
on.
guys would like to come down, if you know any hermaphrodites, we can do a whole show on hermaphrodite grapes.
That's
Just saying.
serious.
That could be more of a wine school detention subject than preschool.
Yep.
Yes. So we're going to do a whole play on
Yes.
grapes and what is their pronoun.
Why not?
We can. Why not?
Cordelia, she, her. I like
Exactly.
it. The wine,
Shims.
drink me.
Yeah. They,
You're getting a
them.
lot of Pinot
It's
in this.
So
I get like, okay, so if you were to taste this blind on your Psalm class, not that they would taste this blind,
Right.
what would you pick up if not knowing what this is? What's the first thing that you guys would go for? Like, if you said this is a red wine, you couldn't tell if it was Old World, New World. I get Old World on it, but at the
Yes.
same time, I'm getting Rhone.
honestly,
I'm
I would think
getting
it's a Grenache.
Grenache, yeah.
okay.
That's what I would
would-
honestly think. It's tannic. Maybe it
Not-
sees a little oak. I don't get a screaming amount of oak.
I get not a
I
ton of
want
acidity.
a
I
blue
get a
cheese
little
caramelized
bit-
onion
I
burger.
get a
but-
little bit of earthiness in it too, though.
Definitely earthiness,
Yeah.
but I was thinking too, like almost a kind of cross between Gamay and then maybe Garnacha or Grenache.
Right, right.
Because it has that bright, it's a little bit of strawberry and
I get that little
but
bit of green pepper floating in there,
there
somewhere
is
in
a
there.
little, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just really
it's lovely.
But it's
fantastic wine.
plush, it's velvety. This is a fun. I thought these would be cool because these are both good warm weather
Yeah.
wines. This was a red that I would put a chill on that,
Oh,
Definitely.
and the bottle
Definitely.
would
Definitely.
disappear.
Yeah.
I would
super
actually
fast.
like to use this with a spicy dish to kick up the spice a little bit.
Ooh, I can
Just
see
to
that.
amp it up a little bit, like a really good blackened chicken, or just like something,
Oh.
just to add some spice. Like,
Yeah.
so
Little
you're not
blackened
toning it down.
catfish
where
sandwich.
This would
I'm
tone
all
it
for
down
it.
a little bit and level it off. This would just kick it up a little bit, just give it a little bit more amp.
Yeah.
It's really lovely though. It's phenomenal.
No, they're
I
wonderful
do
wines.
like the chill idea.
Yeah.
Chill
Oh,
on
I
chicken.
would
I'm trying to think when we
definitely.
did Scandalous one at wine school. There
That
was
would
a
go
really
just-
befitting theme. I can't remember it.
This
It was
one.
excellent.
So cool extended point. We talked about this kind of organic, but not labeled organic. This one, because in my business, in the wholesale business, the thing I run into all the time is people looking for natural wine, sulfite-free wine, and generally my answer is, do you really want sulfite-free wine? Because they don't last. Generally, you open
Right.
them,
And
you
it just
better-
doesn't
You
exist.
have to drink them
Nice.
immediately. There's a couple out there, but they're just
Yeah.
not good. Here's the shocker.
There's nothing to
This is
maintain it.
this is sulfite free. This red one. Haven't I
The
read it?
red?
The red is sulfite free. And
So what you're saying is we have to drink it right now.
It's
yeah,
gonna die in
but,
it.
But
but they
now-
talk because of that hybrid grape and being resistant, it retains its freshness longer than something that doesn't have that. So I think that's cool. So if you have somebody that has that,
Yeah,
now
interesting.
I don't believe there's any such thing either. I think
Right.
there's naturally occurring.
Right.
But
It's a natural byproduct.
but
of
they're
fermentation.
saying it's a sulfite-free wine. So for that portion of the wine consumers that are looking for that, here's a great wine that actually, I don't know if you've tasted the other ones, they generally don't taste great because they can taste kind of cooked.
They're
like
missing the
immediately.
structure.
They're
There's
missing that
structure.
fruit sometimes.
Yep.
This one has it and it's
How fun
round.
is that?
And so just a cool point. And so the name of this grape, although they wouldn't say what it was a hybrid of, but the original name is Valentin Blather.
Wow, it
So
sounds
I'm-
like something in James Bond.
So I'm
Right?
really happy that they chose to rename it to
I know, I
Cabernet
like the
Noir.
Valentin Blather.
But Valentin Blather, I don't know that I would.
I'm
buy
going to
that.
actually
it
change
sounds
my
like
voicemail. Thank you for calling Valentin Blather. If you'd like,
Like
to
a
leave
lawyer,
a message.
it's a lawyer office, right?
Oh,
It just sounds like
100%.
something
Looking
that-
for a divorce? Call Valentin Blather.
Oh my God, cheers to that. I love that. Valentin Blather. That is going to be our safety word. When you're out somewhere and you need to be rescued, just remember, we'll hear you if you say Valentin Blather.
I knew I should have used Valentin Blather.
You drink enough
Right.
beer,
Yes.
you're blathering at the end of it.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
just,
and
it almost sounds
to
like
your
a,
Valentine.
yeah,
Oh
it
my.
sounds awesome.
That was terrible. I don't.
That was
never
great.
again.
No, these are great
If you feed me
wines.
this wine, say it as many times as you want. No, I think that screams backyard barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Fun
didn't get to see the
bottle,
names on these.
great
It's-
name.
fun, just easy drinking.
Okay.
You're right. You can drink this by itself. You can have it with food. It can be an aperitif. It can be fun later in the night because
the
it's got that.
Rosé lovers, the rosé is outstanding.
Well, we have to definitely visit the rosés
Yes.
at some point with that, and I think we should also we should visit a show where we talk to people who might want to have wines with less sulfites and stuff, and are they affected, and explain
absolutely.
like the true science behind it. Maybe I'll have one of our friends who's a scientist, dietitian, whatever,
Come-
nutritionist come in
absolutely.
and talk
Yeah.
to you guys.
Love this
Anybody
idea.
with allergies and stuff, and all that kind of stuff.
And the biggest one, don't forget to drink water. while
Always
you
drink water.
wine. So many people forget. And the height,
Especially
eat dinner.
you.
Yes.
In
People,
Italy,
they-
you didn't get drunk, you didn't eat enough.
Especially
Alcohol
with
is
red
a
wine.
diuretic.
Because tannins have a tendency to
Histamines, all kinds of stuff.
pull,
Yeah.
pull the water from your body.
It dehydrates
Yes.
you. So
Mhm.
when I
Absolutely.
do tastings, when people are coming up and I'll say, "Oh, I have a red wine." "Oh, I can't do red. Red wine gives me headaches." The first thing I say, not to be kind of wise guy, but I'll say, "Are you hydrating? Are you drinking water? Or are you just pounding 3 glasses of red
Yeah.
wine? Because you're going to get a headache." That
And when
dryness from
people
that.
say that the red gives them the sulfite headache, I always remind them white
Whites
has
have
3 to 5 times
more,
more
yeah.
sulfites because red is a natural
Has a
tannin
natural tannin,
preservative,
exactly.
whereas white doesn't. They have to beef it up with something. It's like that funny misnomer. What I have found in all my reading is that most people are actually allergic to oak barrel aging. And you have to know where your wine comes from. And that's why I tell everybody to keep a wine journal. If you really, truly had a glass or two, if you drank 2 bottles, you deserve your hangover.
Right.
Okay? If you only had a glass or two and you feel wretched the next day, probably the wine you drank.
Definitely.
You
And-
should always keep a journal.
And a lot of times, I think that's going to be your more inexpensive red wines and
It's a little
white
too good to
wines
be
that
true.
are
Might
they're
not make
oak
you feel so
aged,
good.
but maybe not
Yeah.
fine oak barrels, but maybe
So
maybe staves. Maybe I hate to say it, but sawdust in tea. They call them tea bags, basically.
well, now teabagging is a
All
whole
right.
different subject.
We just
But
brought up-
anyway,
that's going to be the third video.
Getting back
from
to
later.
the wines, really awesome wines, John. So we have a Cabernet Blanc and a Cabernet Noir. You guys got to learn about some hibernating. You got to learn about some new glass tops.
Valentin Blather.
Valentin Blather. So much great stuff.
You got to
guys,
meet Merlot
You got to
Tim?
meet Merlot Tim.
Is this your first time on Taste
no,
Buds?
second time.
Okay.
Second time.
So
He's recurring, if you
Yes.
will.
it's awesome. If you guys are wine enthusiasts
Just
and you
when
want to
you thought
stop
I was
in
gone,
and jump in
I'm
with
back.
us, feel free to come on down. Every week we're going to be here on Tuesdays, and it's a lot of fun learning about new wines. Some of the stuff was really new for me. We'll be carrying it at the Spirits of Cairo. Cordelia does her wine classes here with some of these. John's going to have a bag of tricks every time he comes
I've
back
already
in.
ordered a case of both. So
There you go.
Yes, he
And I'll give
telepathically
you his
ordered it.
address
Yes.
because he gives away wine at his house. He's such a generous, lovely human.
The SLA will be knocking on the door.
But is there anything you guys want to add, or you're all good?
I'm good.
Good. So, guys, here's the takeaway.
Actually, I need to fill this
There is
up again.
never,
You know.
ever, ever a wrong way to drink wine. So if you ever go to a wine store, a wine bar, whatever, we have one of the finest reps, one of the best liquor store owners, one of the best sommeliers, and we'll all tell you.
And one of the
there's never
best wine
a
One of the
drinkers.
bad-
best and only Merlot Tims.
Talented,
He
talented
can be a little
wine drinker.
snobby with some wine. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
he's like, "Ew, I don't like
Professional
that
taster.
wine." The big key. There's
I-
never a wrong way to drink wine.
Absolutely. There, you can always, if you know what you like, and even if you don't know what you like, find out what you don't like, and also find out what you do like, all at the same time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll see you again next week here at this time. Maybe come down and join us.
Cheers.
Bye.